you'll look like a fool.
No, then I'll just play it.
That's why we're not on camera, so we don't look like fools.
I love that, the way you said that. I got the best face for radio.
5 seconds.
That was funny.
Yeah, we're
Listen up,
gathering
musical
blooper
lovers
reel
worldwide.
material.
It's time for The Beat Goes On, Global Internet Radio Show with Mark and Lisa.
Well, we hope everyone's still listening because prime time is just fine, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We're loving it because it's what, 2 or 3 weeks into 6 to midnight, all Colorado music.
Just growing and growing.
And it's growing and growing. But we've got a great show as always. I got to apologize. We had an event scheduled with another band that we were hoping to break out and make them a little more popular because they're a young band just starting out, and they broke up.
Bummer.
I know. So the Furzards were supposed to be on, and
Say it again.
the Furzards.
Oh, Furzards. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the name's about, but Tammy Leonard's daughter was the bass player, and you know, we wanted to support everything that our Manitou artists do.
Okay.
They played at Sunshine before and a couple other places, and just something happened.
Bands break up. They
Well,
just do.
You know, and then this is the cool thing about it is that we've got so many friends around the state that we just asked our friend Andy Sydow to fill in when I saw him at opening for Curtis Salgado at the Oriental Theater. It was such an incredible time. I watched you at, of course, the Colorado Blues Society's International Blues Challenge round, and you know, you've been around playing for a while, and you're always. I only saw you playing your keyboards before. And then with Curtis Salgado, man, you just pulled out everything. You did the keyboards, you know, you did some regular guitar, did some slide guitar that I was like, wow, there's some slide guitar.
Yeah.
But, so I want to introduce Mr. Andy Sydow. And you know what? I am just equally thrilled because I saw you at the Greeley Blues Jam Saturday. And I didn't get to complete my day, but you know, it was good seeing you, and it's great seeing Nick. I haven't seen Nick in a while because we live down here, and you live up there. But you did a little routine at the Blues 101 stage, and I said to Andy in a message, I said, "Why don't you guys do that?" You know, because Nick, you're such a great talent too, man. You've been around for years that I've seen you, and you're growing, and you know, you made a trip to Memphis. You play with the, you know, Gino Matteo.
Yeah.
My God, this guy's already. Bob Margolin said this is the next harmonica player that's going to take over. You know, it's just really cool that you guys came down. And we're going to fill up the show.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Thanks for having us, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Well, we hope everyone from the Colorado Blues Society, the Mile High Blues Society, and the Grand County Blues Society, and every other Blues Society. Fort Collins, the new one, yeah. So Colorado is going to be the music capital, taking it away from Tennessee and Texas, maybe. Who knows?
If Mark White has anything to do with it.
Well, you know, this is just a science project that's worked.
Really well, too.
You know, it's just so, it's really a testament that, you know, people say, yeah, we'll come down and do the show.
It is.
And we're just grateful as heck. You know, we got your album, you know, I got your album at the Oriental Theater, just loaded it up. So it's going to be in rotation, as I said. The primetime show, Monday through Friday, 6 to midnight in rotation. And then Saturday, 12 to 5, we have the Worldwide Blues Show. But it's predominantly Colorado. So you're going to be in rotation 6 days a week.
Cool, I like to hear that.
And when you and Nick got something finished, coming up, right?
Yeah.
Yep, sure do in the next couple months or so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played a producer on that one.
Yeah. Nick was Nick put on the producer hat, and to do my latest record, which is done. We have it. We just don't have. We just need some album art,
Yeah.
and we need to press it
Oh man.
and then put it out there. But
So is that your producer hat over there?
Yeah, no, this
That's
is my
it.
this is my
I bought
summer
that
hat.
for him.
I got this at Snow Range thanks to Andy, and it's my summer hat. That
Oh,
no one
man.
likes but me.
Yeah. You
I
know.
like it. I like it.
And Andy, you're the fair-haired guy, right? You know,
Yeah.
little red-haired, pink cheeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I could use one of those. What you're saying?
Well, you know, and even I'm going, hey, that,
Material.
you know, after my cancer thing, they said, oh, you've got to wear long sleeve shirts. You can't get any sun, you know. So it's like, okay.
Fine.
You know, yeah, coming from
Thanks.
California and spending most of the time in the sun, it's kind of
Yeah.
hard. But boy, the UV up here in Colorado is a lot worse than the heat in California, I think.
Yeah.
It is. It's a
Pretty
whole different
intense.
story.
Hmm.
I think so.
The only thing is that there's no air. So
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's no humidity in the air.
Yeah.
So when you go out there, it feels hot for a second, and then you're like, no, it's not as bad.
I know. So everybody needs to come to Colorado and hear all the great music that we have on the show. And got to say that we're scheduled until Halloween too,
That's awesome.
every
That's
Wednesday.
great. Congratulations on that.
Well, thanks. It's congratulations to everyone that wants to do a show, really, because
Exactly. Yeah.
we get all kinds of feedback that, like our friends Foggiest Notion from Canyon City. Boy, they're getting a lot of attention. They're getting dates, you know, things like that. So we do what we can, you know.
Well, and
That's
shout out
fantastic.
Shout out to Foggiest Notion too, because you know I was looking over Facebook today, as I do, and there was a great. It was like a testimonial type
Oh
thing.
man,
You know,
it brought a
the
tear to
beat-
my eye.
Till the beat goes on, I was like, woohoo, man, that's some good stuff right there.
Yeah,
I liked it. I thought that was fabulous.
Very nice of Roger Pennington and
Yes.
the Foggiest Notion band that
Yes.
we know is going to come back over and over again.
Yep.
Because we keep track every year of who else we want to keep in, you know, recurring status updates.
Yeah.
Because the whole purpose of the show, it's based on that Facebook group page, the Southern Colorado Musicians and Artists Cooperative,
Mm-hmm.
and the YouTube channel of the same name that's got almost 750 videos of Colorado
Wow.
music.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
been seen in almost 200 countries so far, so people want to see and hear Colorado music, and we want to help be part of that.
So
Yeah.
this would be a bad time to tell you that Nick and I live in Utah.
Yeah, well, I
think
kind
it's
of know a little
Colorado.
different.
For the money.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, whenever you're around, man, you feel free to be on the show. We're going to keep track of you guys for some time to come, I hope, because we're not giving up.
Nope.
Yeah.
And this
Appreciate
is
you
the joy of non-corporate radio, you know?
Yeah, right.
So we make the joke about the storytellers versus Bob and Tom thing, but you know,
Right.
I even go back further because I'm old. You know, the golden days of FM radio in the late '60s were, you know, not many commercials.
Yeah.
Music just going. You got to watch the player to see if you are hearing new music or not.
Do you remember the station KYSN? Kissin', that was out here back in the 70s.
No, because
And
I'm
then-
from California.
70s and the 80s. I used to love that. It was my first experience realizing that how much I loved listening to the radio.
Yeah,
Was KYSN. It was
Well,
pretty cool. I
we
guess
had-
I'm dating myself, but yeah.
we had KFIG, KFIG, in
Nice.
Fresno, California. Of course, where they grow in Central California? Figs.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it's really the grape capital of the world, and I know my homies are listening too. They always do.
Which is good.
Yeah. So as usual, we're keeping track of the Facebook page, the event page, I'm sure, for comments and anything else that's going on. Shadow Man's doing double duty today because Annie's taking a break. She's recovering from something that's.
Little procedure, nothing
Yeah.
major. People, she's gonna be fine.
Well, we wish her all the best, and we'll see her next week.
Yep.
So, even though we got your album, you know, the CD, it's great. I just, like I say, loaded it up today. But you guys are going to play, and you're going to do things differently, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
the stuff that you do now is a little routine now. Do you guys do a lot of touring together now?
We don't do a lot of touring together. I do some on my own. He does some on his own and with other
Oh, I know.
projects.
Yeah, yeah.
We need to.
Well,
We've been
we
talking
mainly
about it.
just, because people book so out far in advance. If
Yeah.
we get a random gig randomly and I'm free and he's got it, or if I got it, we'll just do a gig together, you know. So a lot of my gigs lately have been either with Andy or Taylor Scott or all three of us, you know, just random put together one-off gigs. So that's,
Well, yeah, Taylor Scott's going to come down and play with the Justice League at Stargazers soon, I think.
oh yeah, actually.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
heard about that. Yeah.
Stargazers, we love that place.
We do.
In fact, Mike Sydow is coming there Friday night.
Oh,
Yep.
right on.
But you know, I got to say too is that I've got a couple of YouTube videos on the channel of you with Brad. You know,
Oh yeah.
from
yeah.
the Boulder Outlook flood relief
Oh, yeah, I
show that
remember
one
that,
day.
yeah.
So I think you were doing something with Bob Margolin as well.
Oh yeah.
And then I have another video from when you and Al Chessis and Jeremy Vasquez
Mhm.
opened up for, tell me who that was, at
John
the Toad
Nemeth?
Tavern. Yes, John Nemeth.
Yeah.
And I missed a video of you and John playing together, but
No, that's all right. Yeah.
oh man, you know, this is Colorado and great things happen here.
Yeah.
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 So how about an introduction of some music?
Yeah.
Let everybody know what we're talking about so excitedly.
Music made me home.
Yeah.
This is this hasn't gone on any sort of record yet, but it's the first song that Nick and I wrote together. It's called "Music Brings Me Home." Test.
Shadow Man in the shadows.
Yeah, just making sure that
Real-time sound
we're doing what we
adjustment.
need to.
Very nice, thank you.
I've been traveling for way too long. My friendly patience, it's all gone. Sweaty t-shirts and a broke down car. I keep saying 500 miles ain't that far. I'm eating junk food all of the time. Road maps and bartender on my mind. Same old cut jeans 4 days in a row. A life like this, you know, you reap just what you sow. And all the things that I used to know. And all the memories tell me so. You know the music brings me home. My dirty conscience rots my brain. Loose hips and big lips are driving me insane. Well, them women look at me, looking for a little more than company. I work so hard for almost no pay, and I don't mind, it'll be okay. I've been treated like a janitor and a king. All this 'cause the way I sing. And all the things that I used to know. And all the memories tell me so. You know the music brings me home.
the tone right off the bat.
I love it.
That's
I
cool.
do.
Well, we do like shows that we just act like we're hanging out in the living room, doing some conversation,
Oh,
and
that's the best. kind of
playing
show.
like that. Yeah, yeah. There's no high pressure questions, no silly questions. Yeah. But yeah, Andy, man, like I say, I looked at your bio, I looked at your Facebook page, and wow, what a lot to talk about.
Uh-oh.
So, first of all, you're a music teacher right now, right?
Yeah. I teach lessons in Castle Rock, and I've been there. The store is called Castle Rock Music. I just have a room back there, going on. It's been 2.5, almost 3 years now,
Wow.
and I do that during the school year, Monday through Thursday, and then play gigs on the weekends. And then during the summer, I just teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I do a summer camp with another teacher in the
Really?
morning, where the kids learn a few rock tunes and go out and play them after a couple weeks, and then just teach the rest of the day, get out of there a little early, and that way it's easier to do gigs in the summertime. And if I need to take off, I just email everybody and say I'm gonna be gone. So it's laid back and a lot of fun.
You got a greased already, huh?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool. So that's a great service to the kids in Castle Rock, right?
It's totally exciting. I love that. I think that's wonderful. It's really good what you're doing there.
I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun too. I love teaching almost as much as playing. So I hope to keep doing it.
It's gratifying, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
truly is when you see the light go on.
Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. So, feel free to post anything that you do in that, and as far as events, as dates that you're playing, teaching schedule, whatever. If you're taking new students, use that Southern Colorado page, because
Absolutely.
even though it's Southern Colorado, I mean, we've extended the reach. I mean, it's the whole state, but
Nice.
that's what we started at, and we're going to stay true to that, because really, you guys have a lot of coverage up north, and
Yeah.
we're hoping to be that for the South area.
Yeah.
But it's a whole big state, and you guys travel, play around, and everybody
Yeah.
wants to know anyway
Yeah.
what
absolutely.
new and different things are going on, because Colorado's not that big a state, and we drive around.
Yeah, we certainly do.
I've come to notice too, a lot of the musicians are teachers or have taught, or
I've noticed that too. I have like a bunch of friends that like you. It's like, yeah, I used to teach 5th grade in elementary school. And you're just like, what? I've seen you do horrendous things at a gig. Like,
Right. Exactly. That's so funny.
That's funny. No, it's not, but
Yeah. I find truth in that.
And just as I was about to say, well, we'd sure like we'd like to have like a teacher directory.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I mean, Lisa, she's nicknamed our Street Corner Gypsy because she's in a band here in town called Street Corner Gypsy.
Oh,
She
nice.
plays bass,
Yes.
and she
Nice.
does a little community service thing.
Yeah, I'm pulling together and making it work one way or the other, because
Yeah.
you have to find your niche and keep poking it, no matter what it takes to get it to come to fruition. Mountain Kids Music is an organization that I'm putting together that indigent kids, parents that can't afford their kids to have lessons, or buy the instruments or what have you, we're providing that place.
Oh,
we're
awesome.
providing a place. Luckily enough for me, I've had so many people volunteer for rotation to teach for free the kids. I've had many people donate. Moondog Mike,
He just
Bill
moved too.
Wolfman, just a lot of people, off the top of my head, so many people have donated instruments and things to give to these kids. So we're getting out free instruments, and we're getting out free lessons to the kids that can't get it themselves, or the parents that are working their buns off and just don't have that extra, bit of money to send their kids to for lessons or what have you.
Yeah.
But no matter which source it comes from, whether they pay for it, they don't, whatever the situation may be, I think it's fabulous that there's so many teachers nowadays. I mean, I guess I didn't realize the scope of it.
Well, yeah, you know, especially when school music programs are getting cut back with
Yeah,
funding
become a thing
and
of the
stuff like
past,
that.
you know,
Yeah.
And now school being out, you know, Lisa picks us up in the summertime, so
Yes.
kids will have something to do instead of running around, you know,
Yeah.
Yes.
playing video games or whatever they do.
Yeah. The
I know what
school
my
year-
16-year-old does,
The
but
school year is just like a job. They want to come home
Right.
and watch TV.
Yeah. Kick off the shoes.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
but
why I do the
summertime it's
summer
like-
gig.
yeah.
Yeah, because in the school year it's kind of difficult for me with all the other things that I have going, but the summertime is a good,
Yeah.
It is.
you know. But I'll always hook up the kids with the teachers, whether it be the school year or not, and I'll always hook up the kids with the instruments,
Yeah.
whether it be
Oh,
the
that's awesome.
summertime or not.
well, so and you've been
Kids,
doing
you
this
see,
for
that's what I
a
meant.
while too.
About 8 or 9 years.
Yeah. So what you're doing
Yeah.
now to get it legitimized, basically,
Right.
is to get the web page and you know the 501 status and
Right.
all that. Just so you know, the business gets in the way of the teaching sometimes. But
It actually does. It's almost a 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and you just keep running. You just have to keep trying,
Yeah.
which is what I'm doing.
Well, you'll get there.
Yeah.
With a cause like
will.
that, you'll get
Oh
there.
yeah.
And I will. There's my days are dedicated every day to finding my way, so
Yeah.
to speak.
And just a short word, Moondog Mike moved, so he's
know.
on like what 12th and Colorado Boulevard, and a better location showroom. I don't know what the deal was, but we wish him all the best.
It's very viewable. I liked it. I thought it was
know.
cool looking.
And one of our musician friends actually did the flooring. John Stillwagon
Oh, cool.
has a day job, and you know, yeah. So that's it. Everybody has a day job, doing something or other, but always brings it around to doing what they do and want to do is perform, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how
Yeah,
about another
absolutely.
song?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
This one's one off the most recent released record.
All right, world premiere.
No.
Oh,
This-
for
this
us
is the
at
one you
least.
have.
Okay,
Yes,
all right,
they're,
all right.
they're all world premieres for you.
Especially, yeah.
Yes, that's true.
This one's off Trailhead, the one you got right now. It's called,
That's right, Trailhead.
It's called New Orleans.
Sound of the rain with no one to blame is a whisper goodbye. Must have overstayed by the look in her vacant eyes. Locking on the chest of my gray silk vest reminds me of you. In a time when my pockets were darn near to good use. Going away, I'm going down to New Orleans, city that cared, forgot. I see myself in New Orleans. Things may never be the same. It may seem nice, but minutes on ice won't stop time. Neither does a lover or a wife or a mother or a friend of mine. Some say it'll go away, but I don't see how. The only way to find true love is to put it down. Going away, Orleans. A city that care is found. I see myself in New Orleans. Things may never be the same.
That's fantastic.
That's a pretty
It
song.
really is. That's just beautiful.
Thank you so
You have
much.
such a soothing tone in your voice. You really do. My ears like it. They do, and I was watching you play. You have a very dreamy look in your eyes when you play your harmonica.
Oh, thank you.
You do. It's
Don't be fooled. He's got that look all the time.
oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I just love what you guys are doing.
Oh.
Well, so really, you know, that brings up the question and pertinent as always. How long you been playing? You guys are young, you know. We're gonna get to Nick too, but I mean, Andy, you play with a great maturity in your
Yes.
songwriting and your playing.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I guess I started playing piano probably. I started taking lessons maybe in 3rd or 4th grade. I tooled around for a few years before that. And then I picked up saxophone a couple years later. I've since dropped that. I'm a saxophone player. And picked up, a little harmonica a couple years after that, and some guitar. Really started playing a lot of guitar in college. And I guess that's it for me. And so I'm 24 now, so I've been playing for, I don't know, however old a 3rd or 4th grader is.
Oh, I
until
know,
now.
We're bad at math because we had an education, yeah.
They're like 8 or 9 years old.
But no, seriously, and that's a testament. Obviously, I'm sure to your parents, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
getting you involved in music early, and
Absolutely.
you know, I know Nick too. He's got a great story. I only know a little bit about it, but man, you know,
Yeah.
you guys are just the talent of such young people.
That's
And-
amazing.
Yeah, I mean that's. So, how did you start? I mean, I know you've been around a lot of people a long time. But
Yeah, well, I was like, I was around 11 or 12 when I first started, and but as far as like blues music and everything, it's been around my family's, the house for a long
Mhm.
time, and so just around 11 and 12, I started watching videos and listening to records and learning how to play on my own. And 6 months after that, I went to my first Greeley Blues Jam because I wanted to see Magic Slim
Mhm.
and Little Ed play.
Little bit.
And I got to see him, and I met basically everyone that I still know today. I met Ronnie Schillist, I met Jeremy Vasquez, Dan Trainer, like everyone that, I call family now. I
Yeah.
met them that one day.
Wow.
And just kept going out to jams that everyone was hosting and learning how to play there, So I've been playing roughly like 9.5, 10 years at this point. Yeah.
It's a weird transition to learn how to put yourself out at jams and do it that way. That's the way I did it too.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know who to play with, and I didn't know how to be on stage, and I didn't know how to fit with everybody else's sense of time. A teacher at that.
Yeah,
but
you
I was-
you learn time from playing with a bunch of people that know how to
Right.
play time and people that have no time at all.
Exactly.
That's
And you learn that right quick at the
Yeah,
jams.
yeah.
You're like, wow, was that me? What
Yeah.
what happened there?
Something was wrong. and-
It was a train wreck,
Yeah.
But then there's other times when it feels so right, and you just go, "This is what I was meant to do."
Yeah, and that's how because of jams and stuff, I met Taylor Scott that way, and that became my first band, was going to Wyoming and playing with Taylor and his
Oh,
band.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and we went to Memphis a couple times through Wyoming, the Wyoming Blues and Jazz Society. We went twice, and we went 1 year, and Lionel Young from Colorado won that year.
Yeah.
And then the second year we went, and we made it to the finals, and then didn't win, obviously.
Yeah.
But then Taylor went on and played with Grady Champion, and now is playing with Otis Taylor and doing his own thing. And
Yeah.
I'm running around playing with anyone that wants to play with me and doing my own thing. And yeah, it's funny how things just work from, buying a harmonica at Barnes and Noble's with a book that knows how to play, going to jams, meeting one of my best friends ever at a jam, and then it's just funny how little incidents like that keep you going and motivated and makes your career.
I think we met at a jam too.
Yeah, we actually met at a jam a few
years back.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
It's kind of a mentoring moment.
Well, and that's it. We like hearing these stories, because most people that just say go to Greeley, they just want to come and listen to all day music. I don't know if most people are cognizant of even who's playing. Like all of us, it's like, yeah, we want to see Charlie Musselwhite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some people just go for the day and say we're at a festival. So, the possibilities, man, and besides all the endorsements that I've heard, everybody speak of you already at such a young age.
Oh, well, thanks, man. Yeah, I've been blessed to play and meet and become friends with people whose records I bought when I was first learning. I remember getting for Christmas the year when I first started going to jams and decided I'm going to learn how to play harmonica. This is kind of what I want to do. My grandma bought a Harp Attack record, which is Harp Attacks with James Cotton, Junior Wells, Carrie Bell, and Billy Branch. And since then, because of the festival in Laramie, Wyoming, that's no longer there, unfortunately, Snowy Range.
Yeah.
I became friends with Billy Branch, and I just saw him a couple months ago. He was about a month ago. He's recording with Big Head Todd, and they're my buddies too. So I was lucky enough to go hang out with
Very
Billy.
cool.
Yeah, there was a video of you with Todd, right?
Oh yeah, that was 2 years ago. Someone posted that. This 2 years ago.
I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was lucky enough to play at Red Rocks with those guys, and it was really nice and awesome. So as far as that's another thing that just came out of left field completely. Like I knew, I heard Bittersweet and all, the Big Head Todd, classics, but I never knew the band.
Yeah.
And then one day they just showed up at Ziggy's, Todd did, and became friends with them. And it's like, I remember randomly listening on the radio to your guys' songs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, me too.
And now I can call you and talk to you about Pete Seeger and all the geeko music stuff that I like. So life's funny that way.
Well, it is, and I blame it on Colorado again.
Yeah.
And we are small enough that this stuff can happen.
Yeah.
Because growing up in California, even in Central California, it was halfway between San Francisco and LA.
Yeah.
And those were always the places you want to go. But when you get there, they're in such big cities. Sometimes you just have to stand outside and listen because you can't get in.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not all fun and games everywhere you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We went to my favorite songwriter. One of my favorite songwriters living is a guy named David Dondero. He was playing at the Oriental a couple months ago. We walked in and I saw this guy from behind, and he's like denim jacket, denim jeans. And he first looked like Steve Mariner from behind, the lead singer of Monkey Junk, who's going to be at Winter Park, who's a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And as I got closer, I instantly, just from the back of him, instantly was like, that's Nathaniel Rateliff. And I'm gonna turn around, and that's gonna be Nathaniel. And it's like, sure enough, Nathaniel Rateliff, who is doing Colorado proud with that SOB song that's popular now. It's just like, wow, I just thought about you, heard your song, and then like a week later, I bump into you.
Yeah.
That's how small this community is.
There was
great.
What was there? Maybe like 50 people at that show?
Yeah, it's 50 people. And one of them was somebody who was on, the Tonight Show a couple of weeks prior. Yeah.
Did you say that you had played at Red Rocks?
Yeah, I played once, like 2 years ago with Big Head Todd and the Monsters and Hazel Miller and everyone. And
You're making me so excited. What was it like? Was it the biggest rush? Was it just, oh my word?
Well, I never went to Red Rocks until that day.
Oh, wow.
So it was my first experience seeing Red Rocks and also playing. And it was cool. Those guys made that experience for me, because I kind of put it out of my head, because everyone around me was like, you play Red Rocks, but I was more, all my shows are at the Boulder Outlook when it was open at Ziggy's and the Oriental, so I never really thought in those terms as far as like music to go to. So everyone around me was making a big deal out of it, but I was like, I'm not gonna think about that because I really like these guys as music. I really like these guys as people. I just want to like play with them as
Sure.
a band. And they made that experience really awesome for me. You know, just hanging out and kind of guiding me through, just and quietly watching them and see how they think. You know, how people have been around since the early '90s, late '80s, who still have an amazing following. You know how they do it. Just top professionalism and everything. And it was only 2 years later. Now I'm like, man, I kind of want to go do that again.
I bet.
Yeah, enough time has passed where I was like, man, that was cool.
Yeah. So you're gonna be up at Winter Park.
I'm gonna try. I'm not playing, but there's John Namath again,
Mhm.
John Steve, all those guys. Are friends of mine, and I really want to see them. But I got a gig that Thursday and that Friday, so I'm gonna try to show up Saturday and hang out and have fun with everybody. But
Yeah.
if not, I'll be sad, and everyone else will have fun.
Well, and that's it. In the summertime, there's almost like too many things to do, huh?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
like Stargazers once again on June 24th is going to have Samantha Fish, and that's when the pre-festival festivities start in Smoke and Moe's in Winter Park. You don't want to miss that jam because you never know who's going to show up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Trampled Underfoot's reunion is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And just all the people that come and play together. I just sit there and I shoot videos and I'm just going, wow, wow, wow. Which are all on the YouTube channel. So, in fact, I just made a playlist for all the Blues from the Top stuff that I've shot for the last 4 years, and
That's
this will
awesome.
be the 5th.
It's
And
got to be
Nice.
quite the playlist.
well, yeah, and then the return of Eric Gales. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Eric Gales show from last year is already seen. It's
I
got
heard.
like,
I heard about that set. It was pretty amazing.
it's on the
I heard.
YouTube channel. It's got like 20,000 views already.
It's awesome.
Check it out.
Awesome.
It's and Eric liked it, so that's the first thing I always do is I ask. I say, "You want me to put this up?" And they go. And Eric Gales goes, "Yeah, do it." And that guy was just a monster. I can't wait to see him again.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I know it's time for another song.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
Well, I'll take.
Oh, is
one.
Nick gonna sing this time? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Melodic.
Brought it just for you.
All right. This is one that I wrote. This is the most recent one I've penned, and I love Andy playing a solo on this one. It's called "Try to Understand." I don't care if I'm low, I don't mind if I'm high. I don't think I'd notice if the stars fell from the sky. And sometimes it takes minutes, sometimes it takes days. Sometimes I don't wait for a good thing to come my way. I just try to understand, try to understand, try to understand just who I am. And although I'm worried, I can't help but smile. I just keep repeating the same stuff that brought me down. And sometimes it takes minutes, sometimes it takes days. Sometimes I should probably wait for the sunshine to come my way and try to understand, try to understand, try to understand just who I am. Try to understand, try to understand, try to understand just who I am. know who's in the mirror. I think you'll be just fine. But if you're anything like me, man, you better just wait in line and try to understand. Try to understand. Just kick your feet up, cause you're plumb out of luck, and try to understand. And sometimes it takes minutes, sometimes it takes days. Sometimes I think you're better off waiting for a good thing to come your way.
I like it.
Yeah.
I do. It touches the sweetest part of your ear. It does.
Well, once again, I'm just sitting here going, man, you guys came down all the way down here to play with us.
I know. It's exciting.
Thank you,
From
thank you,
Utah.
because,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, for now.
Straight up I-25,
You know.
turn left.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, you turn the left once and right once, and then into the parking lot. And I think we were here. So it was a straight shot.
Yeah.
Well, I know we have some listeners in Utah, and yeah, I used to work in Ogden every once in a while. So
I got some friends out there, a band called Tony Holiday, and they, I'm gonna get it wrong, but Valve Tones, I think it is. And Tony's a great harp player and a great friend of mine, and I go out there every now and then with my bass player and do a couple shows. So if he's not listening, he'll hear this when I tell him to listen to it, and feel all happy that he got a shout out.
Yeah.
well, absolutely, yeah. You know, and this, like I said, this is a live broadcast on kbcmradio.com, but we also archive the sound on our website, and all the shows are on there. And this is also going to be on the video on the YouTube channel.
You can look at it anytime you want to.
Yeah, so you guys can share that around, and
Definitely.
Or
You
as
know.
many
Yeah.
times as you'd like.
absolutely, this is
Yeah.
just a fun time, and I'm glad you guys are here.
Oh, yeah.
So, who's your bass player these days?
Curtis Hawkins.
Okay,
he's,
yeah.
He's Illinois boy who came
Yeah.
out here and moved out here and made a big name for himself, and he's made a couple of records with people he likes to play with. Bob Pellegrino, me, Anthony Russo, Willie Panker, who plays with the Delta Sonics, and
Mhm.
I have a couple records with him out that are all like bluesy stuff, and he's been one of the few people when I was in another band to be like, it's about time for you to go out and do your own thing. So he's been someone who's behind my back all the way for about 3 years. So I'm lucky to have him, around and keeping me in check and
You're in
booking
good
gigs
company.
and
Yeah.
demoing songs for my record and all stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, and still too, Nick, invitation's always open anytime you want to share music to be played on prime
Oh,
time
I will
or the
for
blues
sure.
show.
I
send
hope to
it.
be recording my debut EP sometime in the fall. So as soon as I get some mixes from that record, I'll send them your way.
All
You can
right.
have 'em. Yeah.
Yeah, well, another highlight from Greeley, I'd never seen John Primer before.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Wow, what a show! And Delta Sonics, they do this backing for
Yeah.
the Chicago Great of the Year. Last
Yeah,
year it was
yeah.
Lori Bell, and
Yeah.
wow, yeah.
Big
So I
Bill
got,
Morganfield,
I know
back-
here in Good Springs.
Yeah, Willie Big Eye Smith when he was
Yeah.
alive, rest in peace. Pine Top Perkins when he was
Absolutely.
alive,
Yeah.
rest in peace. All
Yeah.
those Chicago guys, they call up Al when
Yeah.
they want to come and play for the mountains.
Well, so I got about a half hour of that set on video. So
Oh, awesome.
we're gonna
Cool.
send those out. And,
That's
You
fantastic.
got it all.
No, I didn't get it all. I'm still in trying to catch up with my energy.
Yeah.
It keeps somewhere behind me.
Yeah, that's
sometimes.
the thing.
Energy.
For the music community, we all have that thing. It's just like you make what you can make.
Yeah.
We all understand because, it gets to a certain point where it's every weekend we got to go do our thing and hang out. And,
Yeah.
That's why I love Greeley and stuff. This year was my 9th year consecutively doing something for the Greeley Blues Jam,
Yeah.
and it just feels like a big family reunion.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's fun, and a lot of the people from Snowy Range who I love and was scared to, not be able to see as often. They're like, we go to Greeley as much as we can for the Blues Jam, and so it's not so scary when you lose a festival, because we'll find a way to keep in touch, and I love that family aspect of it.
Oh, absolutely. And
That's
Al
really
Al
awesome.
Brooker, got to thank Al and Pam, for what
Yeah.
they do. Al's called in the last 2 years, just last week and the year before for the Greeley Blues Jam PR, that he does, and we're hoping that we're going to continue having the pre-Greeley information from Al every year, just like, actually we're going to be doing some things for Blues from the Top in conjunction with Doug Deutsch Publicity Services, LA, that's working with John Catt and the Grand County Blues Society. I get to have a Saturday show on the Worldwide Blues Show. So at 1 o'clock Saturday, Austin Young from Colorado Springs is going to come in and do some talking and playing.
Yeah.
And then one of
Love
the
that
other new additions to Blues from the Top is Josh Smith.
Yeah.
And he's going to call in at 3, so we're going to do the pre thing, and then next Wednesday, John Weeks, Moses Walker, and Stacy Turpinoff are coming in to do a show.
I'm totally excited for that one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Going to the IBC festivities blew her mind.
It did.
Oh, it's
It
awesome.
did. I'm new to this stuff. I'm learning names.
Mhm.
People's specialities or whatever that you'd like to say. One thing I have noticed, it doesn't matter what the name is, what the instrument they play, how they choose to play it. In the blues community, everybody's nice to each other. Everybody knows each other.
Mhm.
When you speak of gigs, well, this one helped me, that one helped me. I love that sense of community and that kind of thing, and I'm really starting to understand that with the blues community. I think it's awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things about the blues community, especially here. Colorado blues community is really nice and very thoughtful. Even if people can't make to every one of your gigs, they all, when they do see you, you spend time catching up.
Yeah.
And it's not really a music scene as much as people that gather and
Old friends,
Right.
together.
old
and
friends, old
yeah.
family all the time. And it's easy too in our genre. I guess. Well, I don't know. I don't think either of us are. I would call us blues artists, but we certainly play in that circuit.
Well, that's the deal.
But in that community, it's kind of cool because it's easy to everybody sits in, and that kind of helps, I think, bond, between everybody. I think in a lot of other genres of music, it's maybe a little harder to do that, or not necessarily the norm. Whereas in blues music, it's always like, well, how many people can we fit up on stage?
On that stage, yeah.
I agree. I've seen that with the different genres and the different aspects. It is that
Yeah.
way.
And I got a picture of Nick from Memphis in 2014 that I saw and seized the opportunity, and it was a classic photo for me. It was you and Dennis Greenling and Bob from Phoenix.
Yeah.
His last name evades me right now.
Cortor.
Yeah, Cortori. I still get his newsletters from that, but boy, that's it. People from all over the country, all over the world, really, come to Memphis in January, and the main stuff's going on in the clubs, but the street stuff is just people hanging out on the street corners.
There's a funny story about that. There was the first 2 years I went when I was with Taylor. There was a trumpet player who was a street musician in Memphis who was there for years and stuff. Unfortunately, the next year, found out he passed away.
Oh wow!
And I'm a Blues Society, a Blues Foundation member, so I get a magazine every first of the year, or whenever after they do the Blues Music Awards.
Yeah.
And they have the in memoriam page,
Yeah.
and in the page there was the street musician, the trumpet musician. He made it into that magazine, which I thought was so awesome, so thoughtful, and so of the scene, to remember somebody who wasn't in BB King's but down the street next to the Rum Boogie on
Yeah.
the street corner. You know, it's very awesome to see that. You know?
Well, I met a couple of guys like that too. In fact, I just loaded up a CD that I picked up from a guy named Chris Kane. Not the Chris Kane,
Yeah.
but it was another Chris Kane
okay,
from
yes.
Memphis who was doing a pre-happy hour warm-up at one of the bars.
Mhm.
And there was a couple on the street by the New Daisy Theater that was just tearing it up. You know, and then there's this place with a WC Handy bar halfway in between.
Yeah.
They have like a jam every night that people back and forth competing stop in and do a set or two or a song or two. And
Yeah.
boy, there's one guy named Fuzzy Jeffries. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
He's a Memphis guy, and he was hosting the jam at WC Handy Bar, and whoa, the guy was phenomenal. There's videos on the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
so like I
Memphis is
say,
an absolute blast during the IBC. It's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of fun. You know.
yeah,
It's another one of those things, especially for musicians, where, you know, festivals, especially around Colorado, we meet, you know, the quote unquote fans of the scene that we consider family. When I go to the IBCs, I get to hang out with musician friends of mine that I don't normally get to hang out with other than phone calls and Facebook
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah.
that. So I enjoy that aspect of it the most, I think, you know. Going out to, you know, breakfast with Bob Margolin, guys like that, you know.
oh yeah,
It's
the
always
Rum Boogie party with Viztone and Bob Margolin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nothing but fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the
But, uh,
best. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so we're talking about Blues from the Top next week, but you know, we're going to be there and hopefully see as many people as possible. And
Yeah. Oh, it'll be fun.
yeah.
Whether me and Andy show up or not.
I know it, but you know what? We'll be looking out.
Is it
you know,
next
and-
weekend?
Next weekend.
No, it's the 24th and 25th.
Oh.
Well, I guess it is next weekend.
Kind of
huh?
next week. We'll be out of town.
Oh, man.
Andy will be.
Yeah, I'll be out of town.
Okay.
We're playing some shows out west.
Well, where are you playing? We,
Um,
you know, for those that want to know.
Well, actually, back to the Utah thing, and we're not actually from Utah.
I know.
Only been a couple times. But we're playing at the. I'm not going to remember venue names. So I'm going to try. I think it's the Hog Wallow in Salt Lake City next Wednesday, the 22nd next Wednesday.
7 days from now.
Yeah. Quick math there.
I know,
That
I
was
can do
good.
that when it's on a Wednesday.
And then Thursday we'll be in Moscow, Idaho at John's Alley. I'm going to do this. I don't remember these. There's only a couple of them.
Yeah, okay.
And then at Friday we'll be in Kennewick, Washington, which is just kind of over the border,
Mhm.
at the Roxy. And then Saturday night, the 25th, in I'm not sure how they say it, Bonner's Ferry, I think.
You're looking at me? I don't know.
You never heard of it? Yeah, it's like
I don't think he
northern.
wants to say it any other way.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry.
I
It
would
was
ju-
there. I'm sorry.
There's two ends. In a place called the Pearl Theater in some kind of northern Idaho, and we're really excited about that one. They've been doing a lot of good promotion and stuff, and then we're gonna drive all the way back about 17 hours Saturday night onto Sunday, to get our drummer back for a gig. Yeah, he's actually my roommate Kevin plays drums with me sometimes, and he's a keyboard player in a band called Grant Farm, and they're out on the road now for 2 or 3 weeks, and then on their way back we're going to kind of collide in Salt Lake City, and then they'll continue to go home, and Kevin will switch instruments and play the drums, and we'll go do our little thing.
Fine.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a crazy week. You're towing the U-Haul, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, that's cool. I mean, that's the whole thing, that, you know, you guys have fun doing it, and everyone. I was stationed in Mountain Home, Idaho, which we used to go to Boise all the time, and it's so small you have to drive to go anywhere too. But really, small town audiences, man, they
Yeah.
love you guys coming from anywhere.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
what I've heard. I've been. This is our first time going out west, and all my musician buddies that go out there, they always say, "Oh yeah, you know they'll love it." And I said,
Mhm.
"Is there even anybody that lives out there?" And he said,
Oh yeah.
"Oh yeah, there are, and they'll come to the shows. You know, there's not 80 bars on Main Street.
Yeah.
You know, when there's live music, people hear about it, and they like good music, and they'll come out and enjoy and buy merch and stuff. And So I was like, well,
See,
we gotta
that-
get out there.
That's where we're spoiled, you know, when I say there's sometimes too much to do, you know,
Right.
I have lived in places where you're going, God, please, somebody come here, or I'm going to have to drive 3 hours to go somewhere, you know.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but even like when you do have to make the 3-hour drive in Colorado, it's feels a lot quicker than most 3-hour drives.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
because
true.
there's beautiful things to look
down
at.
in
for-
Colorado
yeah.
Springs, yes, it was
The
it's a
scenery.
gorgeous drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
We have to
enjoyed
make
it.
the trip up to Fort Collins to see, you know, a band at the, you know, the theaters up there. You know, it's not that bad. Especially,
Oh, no.
No.
You know.
I mean, I drive up to Boulder and Denver all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time to see shows, and yeah, it's,
When I was staying with Gino Mateo in Southern California, you know, Riverside,
yeah,
that 3-hour drive, you earn those 3 hours.
You do.
know? It's
On the freeway.
and that was
Yeah.
going 25 miles. yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's always the most worst traffic. Every day it's the worst traffic I've ever been a part of.
Yeah,
You know, and it's just like it's just normal there. You know.
it is.
Anxiety.
I think I've noticed rush hour get worse here. You know, I commute from Lakewood to Castle Rock to teach,
Oh,
and it's gotten
yeah.
worse in the last year or two for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
still it's not that bad. Put on a good record or a podcast or
Yeah.
you know, chat with Nick.
Yeah.
Whatever, and it goes by. It's nice scenery.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got the mountains and all that good stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not too bad here.
Yeah, it's always fun to talk about the place, you know, Colorado, just because it's such an awesome thing.
We're gonna refer to it as the place.
The place.
The
Well, yeah,
place.
you know, and that's the thing now. You know, when we go to Memphis, it's like, oh, you're from Colorado.
Yeah,
Yes.
the like when they passed the legalization,
Yeah,
it was like a couple of weeks before the IBC.
yeah.
Show up and everyone was like as if we walked out of the van like
I know.
covered in gold.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, "You're from Colorado."
Yeah. And
Not to mention there was like 4 Blue Societies sending people, right?
Yeah.
they knew where to look. They knew where. And actually, a funny story. I thought as you were talking about John Namath earlier. We were playing at the Zoo Bar a couple years ago. I think right after marijuana was legalized in Colorado, and the Zoo Bar is in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's an old bar. It has music. I think almost every night. Great spot. And we just got completely lucky. And the day we were traveling through, Januma Magnus and John Namath were both also going through Lincoln, and so we ended up on a bill with them.
Oh man.
And so I think that was our first or second time in Lincoln, so it probably would have been pretty empty, and instead we had a full house. And I remember hanging out back behind the Zoo Bar, and all the other musicians, I won't name any names, John. All the other musicians were hanging out back there, and probably every 5 minutes, like, so did you guys bring some?
You guys got
You
any?
some? Where's it at? And I actually set a pretty strict rule. If you're gonna go on the road with me, don't take it across state lines, because all of a sudden we
It'll
joke-
turn into a song.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we joke about it
Nebraska
here.
will be like my
Becomes a
Nebraska.
felony.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll have time to write a few songs. You'll be
Right.
locked up there for.
Because now they look for the plates, you know.
Yeah.
Even
They
like
do.
people that are like
Yeah.
completely like
Old like me.
like Carrie Moore, and like I know for a fact those guys keep
He
it on
looks
the up and up.
suspicious though.
I-
But
That's
no, but
right,
like Carrie
love that.
Moore keeps it on the up and up. But like he goes when he's traveling, he's got the mobile van, and his wife and him are hippies. So you know they
Yeah.
see the plates, and it's like they're
Yeah.
done. They're gonna spend at least 10 minutes off the side of the road
Yep.
Yep.
dealing with just the fact because we have plates.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Well, you know, I can't wait to see John Nemeth at Blues from the Top, because I run into him. You know, first time was at the Toad,
Mhm.
and then I met him again at Memphis in 2014, and I still got the message of that on my phone that he called me back and said, "Hey, I want to come to Colorado Springs." And it was a really cool message.
Yeah.
I just got to find some way to download it and make it a PSA or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
That's great.
You know, yeah, I'm not that literate on technology.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do all this for the show. We get PSAs from everybody, station IDs.
Oh,
and,
that's awesome.
They're all queued up in the hard drive, and it's like, okay, we got to insert them in the event scheduler, the broadcast, or
Cool.
whatever. That's what Shadowman's for.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
does a wonderful job.
You know, yeah. But yeah, I'm sure it's time for another song, huh?
Yeah. What,
We moved this to 2 hours just because we do a lot of talking, and you know we like to hear enough about you guys.
nice. Well, we'll do a couple. This is one that I know for sure I'm going to record on my next record. It's called Talking in My Sleep. It's in the drop D. Get your melodica.
Oh, you're gonna do this to me all night, huh?
Yeah, I told Andy on our way here. It's like, you're only playing melodica on my
This was
songs.
a birthday present from Nick, and it was supposed to be a cute novelty.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like it looks like it's from Toys R Us. You know, there's
That's
like
what I
a,
was thinking.
Yeah,
a yellow noodle for a mouthpiece, and it's tie-dye colored.
Rastafarian. Yeah.
Rastafarian, yeah, and there's about I don't know, not even 3 octaves on here, I guess. No, yeah, and the 2.5 octaves. But seriously, whenever Nick and I play together, he always says, "You better bring the melodica." And I think I'm starting to believe that musically he actually likes it, because it would be funny as a joke the first few times, but now
Well,
every
what
time.
it is,
You know-
it just has an aspect of it, like the harmonica or the accordion, the tone quality of it. It's like everyone, they look at it and it's goofy, but if you shut your eyes and listen, it's just awesome. You know.
You know, and that's I gotta say, I don't know if you guys watched that David Letterman clone on, you know, and he's got the band, and the guy in the band, John Batiste, plays the melodica.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And you know, I
mean,
noticed
if Billy Preston could put it on Will It Go
Oh,
Round
yeah.
in Circles, like Andy can play it on a couple of my songs.
and that's the funny thing is that I saw that David Stephen Colbert's band on the New Orleans Heritage Festival on Axis, and I'm going, wow, they must be legit, right?
Oh yeah, they're one of the pride bands of New Orleans.
Yeah.
They love them there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you ready, buddy?
Is this in D?
D. Yeah. All right. Close my eyes and I see the sun. I feel the breeze and my heart begins to run. Things move slow, living in my mind. Tired of dreaming on borrowed time. Moving slow on borrowed time. Days go by and I'm still stuck right here. Can't find strength to cry as the night reappears. Come here quick, pick up your phone. Let me know that I'm not alone. I'm not alone. I don't know where I'm going, or where it is I belong. No, I wanna be happy. I don't think I can wait too long. Where I rest doesn't matter anymore. Days go by so slow. Come here quick, pick up your phone. Let me know that I'm not alone. Well, I'm not
You have wonderful technique.
Oh,
I
thank you.
like all the voices in your guitar playing.
Oh, thank you
It's,
so
it's
much.
beautiful.
I
You
appreciate
have
that.
several, and it, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I love that. It's really
Oh.
beautiful. I like your little wop.
Oh,
That was
thank
cool.
you so much.
Brings everything to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one I just learned how to play today, but I've had it for about a year. But I just really fine-tuned it today, just figuring out what exactly needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done when I'm finger picking. So
Well, I love that characteristic that you put in there. I really do. That's,
thank you so
That's
much.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my dear Prudence. So
There you go.
Right, yeah. Well, cool. I just got to say, since it's the top of the hour, this is The Beat Goes On Global Internet Radio Show on kvcmradio.com with Andy Sydow and Nick Clark gracing our presence and playing some tunes for us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
man,
awesome.
this is just great. This is the, being retired. This is my week. I mean, Wednesday is the best day. I look forward to every Wednesday.
Me too.
I want
Yeah.
your life.
Wholeheartedly.
Well, and that's it. I worked for 37 years and did whatever I did. But, when you have to work, you have to work, and you're in a mindset. And now it's like, I like to enrich and report. I think that's the term.
And it's a good term. It really is. I think it's the best thing I happily tripped upon. And it just, period. I'm just really
It's
happy.
fun.
with it.
I love helping, and I love anything that supports local music and art in general. I
Yeah.
love it. So.
Well, and the thing too is, it's great that you guys come down here, and we hope that you come down and play here sometimes.
Yeah.
And this is the whole purpose is we do the primetime music on the radio so that our Denver
Yeah.
friends are recognized here,
Yeah, I know Andy has in August. I may or may not be on this gig. Hopefully, I'll find out soon. I actually may be going to Salt Lake, Utah. So there is Utah again after every song. But I know he's playing in Castle Rock.
Yeah, they're doing
August 12th.
and-
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that's usually about as far south as we make it if we're staying in
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Of course, I'd love to come down and play here more often. I guess I'm not quite as connected down here as up in Denver, but maybe now
This
I
is
am.
the purpose, yes, sir.
Maybe now I'll make some contacts.
Yeah.
Nick and I both played at the Black Sheep once, opening for this guy Scott Byram, who we both like a lot. He's does a solo thing, and it's kind of this weird like bluesy,
Punk rock.
metally, punky.
Yeah.
Really?
Bangs on the
See,
drums.
we don't
and
even
plays
get
guitar.
everything around here,
Yeah.
Stuff
He's
happens
cool.
around us.
Black
And-
Sheep is an experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was both of our first and only times there so far. I was on the bill, and then they had an opener drop off, and Nick just came with me because he really likes this guy,
Yeah.
and he actually turned me on to his music, and so Nick ended up getting a slot too. So we both did slots. I think sat in a little bit, but I do a fair amount in Castle Rock, and we're playing at Maddie's Beer Garden, which is this beautiful. They've got an outdoor stage and everything,
Really?
and this Friday at 8:30, and then. Definitely on August 12th, I think is the next one off the top of my head. They're doing like a street fair,
Oh yeah.
and so our band's playing that, and we're doing a long set, and they close down the Wilcox Street there, and we'll be playing hopefully with a big band, which for me instead of a power trio is like a 5-piece. And
Yeah.
hoping to have Nick some harmonica and guitar.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to post on the page. Let us know.
I absolutely will. Yeah.
And the thing that always evades me, and I always kind of make a nice, kind of maybe sarcastic remark about it. We have a Bar Louie here in town. Okay?
Oh yeah. We've all played Bar Louie's.
They don't do a very good job of advertising their events here. So for the longest time, I just started getting notices from friends of ours like Eve and John Long and Lionel Young, who have been playing at Bar Louie to nobody.
Right.
Because they don't, it's in our big Cine complex on Powers and Carefree, and it's a beautiful bar. They got great food. I mean, the people that run the place are nice, but it's booked out of Denver.
Okay.
So, and it's like our friends last week, Papa Juke. Mark Friedman and Dan, as Mojo Medicine Show, they're playing Bar Louie here the first Thursday of every month through the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So we're gonna start publicizing it.
Nice.
At least on the page.
Good news.
So yeah, I mean, there's hope. You guys get that booking guy in Denver to get you down here, and who knows?
Yeah.
Because they have blues on Thursday, and then Friday they have a big outdoor. It's called First and Main concert series.
Cool.
For like 8 weeks through the summer,
Oh, nice.
and
What's it called?
First and Main Summer Concert
Okay,
Series.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shadow Man and I had discussed that. Am I right? Yeah, once or twice.
Yeah. See, I mean, we're not on top of everything. Darn.
Shadow Man.
Yeah,
It's in
yeah.
the shadows.
Yes.
So you want to do another song?
Yeah.
Then we'll do some more talking because I got some more things to ask you.
For sure.
Should we do something off the record?
Oh yeah.
What do you think? Alibi maybe?
Do you want to? How about if I grew violet?
All right, let's do
You
it.
want to use this or?
Yeah.
I got a cape off.
I don't need it. No. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell them about this one.
Hold on. First, I gotta figure out how your capo works. So I think you got it.
Not too tight though.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Well, we'll just play out of tune now. I'll also tune it. Classic joke goes, we tune because we care
Yeah.
about you.
Yay.
This is a song, I guess, it's been a couple years now since I wrote it. It just took a while to record it. I sort of wrote it about just not ever quite being good enough. No matter what you put into it, it's not quite. There's always gonna be something else wrong. If you do this, then what about that? Kind of thing.
And there's truth in that.
But this is one thing that I always, and you guys, every musician that comes on the show does that. They go, I got to tune, I got to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. And, I kind of look at most of them and say, I didn't hear anything. That,
Right.
Right. It's all in your perfectionist mind, there are a couple instances where people, they'll miss a note. We'll just, okay, but...
So this one's off the new album.
I feel like now I have an excuse to be slightly out of tune if I am.
I opened that up for you,
Yeah, this one's off Nick's interview. I think now making sure I say all the right stuff.
This is my Andy Sydow record. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that in a minute. This is certainly his Andy Sydow record. But I think we decided on the title of the album was going to be a little messed up. And this song is called If I Grew a Violet, You'd Ask for a Rose. I'm the best walker in this town, but you just want me to dance. Now I wish I didn't let you down, but you like those dancers best. I could skip it, I could gallop, I could walk an army into war.
but it's a hopeless thing. As if I started dancing, you just want me to sing. I grow the best lilacs in the west, but you wanna watch violets bloom. And I'm not asking you to settle for less. Lilacs are pretty too. I'd water and I'd prune and I'd drain the soil for you, but that's a wish at most. As if I grew a violet, you'd ask for a rose. I could go and bring you the moon, but you want me to reach a star. You know, and I could bring it back real soon, wrapped in a bow and all. And I'd tie it up and I'd pull it down, I'd drag that moon to the ground, but that star may as well just fall. As if I got a star, you just want them all. And I could write a line for you, but you want yourself a verse. You know, and I could write that line real smooth, describe you like poets do. I talk about the crazy times and the perfume in your hair, but I know that's all wrong. As if I wrote a verse, you'd want a whole damn song.
I love the storytelling music, I have to say. You have, okay, so I feel like when I listen to somebody's music that they've written and the words that they've written, I get a little tap into the way that they think and this, that. You're sweet.
Aw.
You're just sweet. You really are. I was listening to just a few of the, you know, the words and stuff that you guys are saying, and it's every single song that you guys are saying is relatable. Is relatable. I can feel it. I can hear it. I can take myself to a place where I've been there. So that's really cool.
That's why I have a co-host.
It's very cool. I like it because that's the kind of music that touches me.
You know what? And that's true. All that's very true. But you know, being a guy, you know, my first response was immediately laughter. Was like, I've known more than a few like that.
She's just a bitch. But being the female on the other side of that, when you hear something like that, you go, maybe I did do that. Maybe I shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Maybe that song's about me.
Yeah, it's very cool. Depends on the menopausal moment or not. I don't know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, and that's it. So you know anybody in South Carolina?
If I say no and I do, I'm going to be in trouble.
Well, I'm just always a leading question about that stuff. Oh, and Tennessee. So yeah, we're Shadow Man's keeping track of the event page, and
Nice.
we got people checking in.
That's
I don't know
awesome.
who, but yeah, I mean, see, it's a global show.
Yeah, I love when Andy plays that song so much that when we were driving home from, what was it, Sydow? He did a gig in Sydow, and I told him, I was like, man, I really want to produce a record of yours. And one night on the long ride home, it was like, well, what songs would you do? And I started listing them, and we kind of started like brainstorming this idea, and then we made sure there was like, the whole idea for Andy's new EP that'll be coming out is like, I just wanted to take that raw performance that Andy has when he's just like showing me a new song, you know, in the living room or something, where we're just right in personal and right there in front of you, and just record that. So we realized, you know, a lot of it was done live in one day, in like October or December, I forget which.
Yeah,
month.
December.
December, yeah.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah.
We did it, yeah, just
One day, and then we did a couple of overdubbing for the organ and stuff like that. But I definitely wanted to just take like 5 songs of like my favorite Andy Sydow songs, and so it's a self-indulgent, very like selfish record on my half, because it's the Andy Sydow record that I want to hear, and I told him
And
that early on.
That was the line in the studio, because we, you know, Nick and I have never, you know, we don't fight, we don't go at it, but in the studio was probably the closest it ever came to that.
Oh,
where
man.
you know, where there'd just be like a little bit of that sister bickering back and forth. and the argument always ended with, "I'm not producing the Andy Sydow record you want to hear. I'm producing the one that I want to hear."
That's funny.
And so what he says goes.
Well, and then like I'm very proud of it, and I hope it does him well. I don't know if you know, from that experience, I think if I was to be a producer again, it has to be with like one of my closest friends like Andy, just because it's not that fun to boss people around.
Well,
you know?
no, or to hear it.
You
yeah.
enjoyed it a little bit.
I enjoy it when it's a close friend of mine.
Yeah.
I really like that story though, because that's a different perspective altogether. If you are producing an album of the Andy Sydow that you like,
Yeah.
that is, I think that's a really cool idea. I kind of like that idea, because too many people get into where, well, this is the song I wrote that I really like the most, or, you know
gotta
what
put
I
the
mean?
obligatory fills in and
Yeah,
make it
right.
more
It's-
than it should be.
Yeah, what I wanted
Yeah.
to do was just like strip it all away
Yeah.
and just do a songwriter record, and I'm very proud of it.
What a
You should be.
testimony,
That's a
man.
good idea. That's great.
That's
Yeah.
friendship, man.
Yeah.
I mean, who else would you rather have a producer, you know?
T-Bone Burnett, you know, somebody.
Well, sure,
Yeah.
but-
I mean, I can think of a few. No.
Yeah, but how would they treat you?
Well, the cool thing that I like about working with a close friend like Nick is, I feel like so often you get input from other people and they say, you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
And whenever someone starts off a sentence like that, I'm
Yep.
like, okay,
No,
what
just
do
tell
I
me.
The
need
hair
to do?
goes up on the
And-
back of your neck.
And I think everybody has their own vision for what they hear, whether it's their music
Yeah.
or somebody else's music. But what I liked about Nick producing was he had his vision, but he also understood what I am going for as an artist
Mhm.
and what I am going for on a record. And he understands me as a person. Like we're good buddies. Like most of the time we hang out. Like I don't know how often music even comes up. Like he's the kind of
We
buddy
hang
who
out
just-
at least 3 times a week.
yeah, and watch Star Wars. You know.
Yeah.
So it was cool, you know, somebody like Nick who you knew was going to take good care of you and was going to do what he thought was best for the record, but also understood like where I'm coming from as an artist and sort of where I want to be, my influences, things like that.
Yeah.
So
Because we have all the same records, so it's fun
we
to.
have all the
Yeah.
same records.
That was the way I argued whenever we argued about stuff, where I was just like, well, no, because I'm going for this Jason Isbell type song,
Yeah.
and I know you love Jason Isbell, so like I can point to what I'm going for, and Andy would understand that, and then there's just a couple times where like Andy's like, well, how about we add organ on this song, and it's like, oh, that's perfect, let's do that. At a certain point, it's like I just wanted to choose the setting, choose the players, choose the way we recorded it, and choose the songs, and then everything else was his to do.
You know what? Me and you would get along. I'm a lot like that too.
Yeah.
Well,
Like he had free reins as a musician to spread out, but there were certain things that I wanted to dictate the setting.
Sure.
And because I think setting has a lot to do with the performance of a song, All of my favorite records, you read up on them. It's like, well, this was done in his home basement, his studio, or in his living room, or stuff like that. Or, a lot of times you'll hear a song that you really like, and then you hear the demo version, and it's so much more heartbreaking and so much more involved because it's so personal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was the kind of idea. So I had to be very meticulous and kind of demanding for the setting of everything. But as far as like the musicianship and what went on was very much, up to Andy and the people that we had play on it.
Yeah.
So it was fun, and but again, I think I would have to know the person really well before I could even like be like, this is what you should do with your record, because I can only say that to Andy because I know what he's going for. You know,
We can win, and reference tracks too is another big thing. Like when you send a reference track, somebody's going to produce a song, and they may or may not listen to it, or may not get what you want out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and Nick and I, like you said, we have a lot of the same records, and I know Jason has booked him a few times, but I can't remember how often like Anders Osborne's "Coming Down" record got pulled out when we were talking about production, or
Yeah.
or
How about
the
that?
Sandstone
the
record.
Johnny Sandstone, Poor Man's Paradise.
Yeah, Poor Man's Paradise,
Yeah.
Johnny Sandstone.
I've
Some of the
heard that
stuff
one.
where
Yeah,
it kind of
yeah.
hits us in the same place,
Yeah.
and we, you know.
Yeah, so it'll be. I can't wait to get it out and see. You know, hopefully it gets Andy someplace where he needs to be. And,
Well, that's a great story.
Yeah.
I mean, just
I
that's.
love that story.
Yeah, you know, it's converse story. It's like last week with Papa Juke.
Mhm.
I was doing. Boy, if I was to make videos for you guys, this is what they'd be. And
Yeah.
you know, they did that one song, "Walking Cadillac," and I go, man, I used to have this old big Cadillac, and it would have just fit perfectly with the scenario that Mark
Yeah.
was singing. And then they
Yeah.
had this other song, "Wet Dog."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
which
said-
is the one song whenever Mad Dog wants to play it, like when it's playing at a gig, I request that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want to hear it.
Well, I have a Siberian Husky that's just a nutcase, you know.
Yeah,
So it's like,
yeah.
make a video about my dog.
Exactly. So many things come to your mind.
And they didn't, you know. I thought I knew them kind of. I knew Jim and Chris and
They're
you
cool
know.
dudes.
But yeah, but it's like I could just see by the reaction on their face. It's like, you want to do what?
I know, they were like, what'd you say, huh? Looking at you like, I don't think so. Well, that's okay.
That's just the kind of nutcase I am.
That's okay, that's fine.
So if you got any video ideas?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know about me. I don't know how you record some of my songs as far as music video, just because it was written and kind of set all lyrically. It's always about me in my bedroom, and so I don't know how else you can film that other than putting some guy staring off in the distance in his bedroom.
Oh man, well, we were talking. Okay, what's that latest Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight?
Hateful Eight, which is awesome.
And that's
I
a
still
one
haven't
room,
seen it.
basically a one room movie.
Yeah, I love
So
all those
don't, you
movies.
know-
Yeah, like Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
all those 12 Angry Men. You know.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Hilarious
Because the tension
stuff.
can build on its own just because you're sitting there.
Yeah.
It naturally builds because you're only seeing the same thing over and over, and then as people start to fight and you see the same walls, you actually
The peripheral vision
you get
stuff.
claustrophobic in the room, and you're like, okay, everyone stop.
Now I got to ask Andy a question. You know, I have to bring this up because I just love this stuff, and you were actually part of a dueling piano show. Right?
Oh yeah. Briefly, I was right out of college. I trained to be a dueling piano guy, which I now I think I call it cooperative pianos.
Very good.
now that I've done the gig a little bit, and yeah, I just did it for a few months, and at Howl at the Moon's the name of the place, and it's the basement
Yeah.
of the Chop House right next to Coors Field, right downtown. And
Still do it with Kevin. It's just,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kevin. Kevin and I, my roommate, who I was talking about earlier, Kevin and I still do it on occasion. We got 86 from a bar recently doing it because we decided we're not no. We decided that when we do that gig together, that's going to be our one chance to be vulgar and cut loose and
Why
just
not?
and just say whatever we want.
Yeah.
And we did. And we did, and it was great, and we'd never been tipped that well before, either one of us, but the bar didn't like it.
Oh, because that was my story. It's like, you know, like traveling around for my career. It's like, yeah, there's Howl at the Moon bars or similar type bars all over the country, and yeah, I mean that's really, I think people want to see the antagonism.
That's part of the gig.
Yeah.
If 12 girls are coming in for their friend's 21st birthday.
Oh boy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the 11 other friends want to see you embarrass the birthday girl.
Yeah.
Or on a Friday night at Howl at the Moon, there might be 12 bachelorette parties and
Oh man.
a bunch of birthdays
Yeah.
and a bunch of other people in there, and it's jammed, and it was a lot of fun. Kind of just playing all kinds of songs that are way out of my element musically, and then just have to do it anyway. But I learned a lot about chord progressions, and it helped my ear out in a big way too, because you kind of just got to figure out what the guy across from you is playing. You learn a lot of tunes through osmosis and things like that.
And that's true. I mean, here Lisa talked earlier about a mentoring moment. We try to do this stuff because we've had people on the show that they're one-room musicians,
Right.
and we like
Randy.
And Randy, Randy's like on a massive scale. But I mean, like Dakota doing his EDM music.
Right.
We've had a bunch of 17-year-olds on the show
Yeah.
because we think this is an opportunity to do stuff for them.
Amazing 17-year-olds, by the way.
Yeah,
They
I
just
bet.
blow me away, man. I'm like, wow.
Goering, Nebraska is listening to you.
Oh, nice.
I think we know who that
Is
is.
it Tom?
Probably, yeah.
Tom Vansel.
So shout out to the Vansels if you're
Yeah,
listening.
they're the one of the Snowy Range people, and I always love seeing Tom once got off a plane from England, went straight to the Mercury Cafe to watch me, Taylor, and Andy do our songwriter gig, and he's just committed. Him and his wife and their whole family,
Yeah.
they're just committed. They're one of those people. As far as my favorite kind of fan. My favorite kind of fan of music is someone like my friend Rodney, who's from Wyoming, and they're the kind of person that loves it and cares for it and understands just as much as musicians. You know what I mean? When you can see, when I see Rodney out at a gig and we're playing, he's locked in the same space, in the same, whatever it is, that supernatural thing about music, as the musicians are. And it's life and death for him, just like us. So Tom Vansel's one of those people. So hi,
Yeah.
Tom.
That's
Yeah.
great.
The-
That's just great.
Love
Yeah.
those
Thanks
guys.
for
Yeah.
listening, tuning in. Hope
Thanks.
you'll continue to do so.
Yeah.
We've got, and it's cool. There's a few folks like that, and like Tom, who they'll just if it's going on within 200 miles, they'll be there, and,
Yeah.
and that's cool. And I know there was another couple, Mike and Starla,
Mhm.
and they just did they just have their 50th anniversary or something?
So
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
so they've been together forever, and they're at an age where they don't have to travel, and no one would blame them. And they have an RV,
Oh yeah.
and anytime there's a festival in Colorado or Nebraska or Wyoming, and they're way up in Casper, they'll be there. And not only that, we've gotten to the point with them where we're always just going to go hang out in their RV and talk
Crash,
about
yeah.
eat dinner, crash. Yeah, we've slept in there. yeah. Seeing Nick and I try to fit in those bunk beds is a sight.
Oh
to
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, really, that's what I want to do now that I can, and it's like, I
Yeah.
would love to just cruise around, and that's what I thought is when I would retire, it would be, since I started out doing all this as a photographer, it's like, get in an RV, go to festival,
That
shoot
would be the thing
pictures.
to do, because like there's jaminthevan.com and stuff
Mhm.
like that, where
Yeah.
you can do the radio version. Thankfully, thanks to technology and the place we live in, this setup is pretty accessible. You can take this and interview bands at every festival you go to.
Yeah, well, we're getting that in the business plan.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's,
But seriously, this, like I say, this opportunity just dropped in my lap a year and a half ago, and we are continuously building and thinking.
yeah,
And
5 years when there's a Portland Festival and me and him are playing it, and you're there doing, just hanging out and also doing the radio show. We'll
Yeah.
come back up and we'll catch up.
all right, well, I have friends in Portland, and I'm
Nice,
definitely
yeah.
we can do that. But this, we're on the media group that we are, and we love them and thank them for everything they do. And but we're thinking, I got the Google or the YouTube URL for live streaming, and
Yeah.
that's definitely in the business plan, and
Yeah.
especially like starting to do Saturday shows. Well,
Cool.
we're
Yeah,
trying.
because it's not just, you get a good foundation, the Colorado musicians here.
Mhm.
Then when you take it on the road, you can bring bands from all across, the country and world that
Yeah.
I think, Southern Colorado probably wouldn't hear of or get to, or at least, hear their voices and hear what they think about music and actually have a conversation with them. You can.
Oh, I know. Like
You can bring it all the way.
Vinny Marini, boy, he's my mentor. Music on the couch and Memphis.
Yeah, I
But
like that.
and Kai Turner, he's just we've had a few conversations, and he's been nothing but
We love
nice
Kai.
about what you should be doing. And I'm going, I'm listening.
Yeah, that's
But
great.
it's definitely, that's why we go to the IBC. Not only just to see Colorado bands, but I collect music for the blues show.
Right.
And we've met so many cool people like Billy Pierce and R.J. House and just too numerous. The Palacio Brothers, the pit bull of the blues out of Florida. And speaking of Florida, man, moment of silence here, huh?
Totally.
So, but. How about a song in celebration?
Oh,
Let's do
celebration.
that. That's a wonderful
That is the best
idea.
thing.
I
Nick
love
doesn't
that
know any of
idea. Good call, Mark.
No, I got it. We're gonna do
Oh, we're gonna do this.
this. Yeah, we're
Oh,
All
that's
right.
just, see, this is the moments that you can't plan for.
gonna D again.
Which
that and
instrument
then
he's
singing.
pointing to? Which instrument?
Oh,
Wow.
we're doing that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys are so talented.
Well, I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. I shall not be moved. Well, the union is behind us, and I shall not be moved. Union is behind us. I shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. I shall not be moved.
Well, I shall not be moved. I shall not be just like a tree standing by a wall. And I shall not be moved. The union is behind us, and I shall not be moved. The union is behind us, and I shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by water. And I shall not be moved.
Go ahead. Intolerance won't stop us, and I shall not be moved. Intolerance won't stop us. I shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. And I shall not be moved. Well, I shall not be moved. I shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. I shall not be moved. Well, I shall not be moved.
Not a dry in the house.
Yeah, that was outstanding, especially in light of what we were discussing and playing that song and everything. That was
Yeah.
good stuff.
We wish everybody peace in whatever
Yeah.
situation they're in, and hopefully it stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That touched me in a spot. That was like deep. That was good stuff right there.
That
know,
song, the history to that song, it's a folk song. Mississippi John Hurt is the version I learned it from, and Mavis Staples and the Staple Singers and everybody during the Civil Rights with
Yeah.
Dr. King and everyone, they used that song, and there's even a reference to their version with the unions, when they were backing up the Civil Rights movement, and the intolerance line came from my buddy Taylor Scott, who's very much fellow crazy hippie liberal as I am. And so I love that line, and the fact that we the history with blues music and folk music, along with Jim Crow and the civil rights music and everything that's going on today. I think that song has a lot of weight to it and has a really good message. That so it still needs to be played every chance we get.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And one CD I'm particularly proud of putting in blues show rotation. I picked up from the Blues Museum in Clarksville, and it was R. Crumb's History of Blues, Jazz, and Country.
Yeah.
And it's about 40 songs from the Depression era that were originally recorded on 78s
Yeah,
or
exactly,
even more primitive stuff.
Yeah, field recordings. And
Yeah,
stuff like that,
and the book had a single page talking about the song of each song.
Yeah.
And I when I was working, I spent some time in Montgomery, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of my favorite places to go to, but boy, Selma's just across the street.
Yeah. Those are the
And-
places that I've heard from a bunch of musicians. Not to interrupt, sorry, but
No,
a
no.
bunch of musicians. They say that's the place where you want to play. Is the
Oh,
places
wow.
that you don't want to go to, because
Yeah, the
someone will
history.
hear it and they'll help them out. So
Yeah,
it's like, don't be afraid to go down to these places if you're afraid of what might happen. It's like no one's gonna hurt you.
No, they're not.
You're just gonna go, especially in a music setting. Everyone
Yeah.
just wants to hear music. So you
Yeah.
have a song like that. It doesn't really. It brings the honesty to
Mhm.
each subject. I don't think most people who live in the gray, as most of us do,
hmm
who may be confused or not understanding of other people necessarily because they're not around them all the time.
hmm
A song like that can really put things in perspective, because
Yeah.
it
Well,
goes
and
through
that's
different parts of the country as far as like the timelines from everything again from civil rights to what we're dealing with now.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
we read about it in school and,
Yep.
stuff
Yeah.
like that, and until you go there, it was an education for me just to go there
Yeah.
and do the work I did. But
It's like stepping back in time sometimes.
it actually was, because I just sat down. There was a marker in a square on the street in Selma that has a plaque that reads what it says, and I just sat there and stared at it for a while and looked around, and all that time later, yeah, it's still a town.
Yeah.
Still has people.
Yeah.
Still has some of the latent issues as well.
Right,
Yeah.
which is odd. It's very
but
odd.
So I definitely encourage people to travel around our great country and see
Mhm.
what they might be talking about from some innocuous Facebook posts.
Exactly,
Yeah,
another
exactly.
perspective because
Yeah.
it's different everywhere.
No one wants to hear your side of the story if you
No.
write them off before you meet them.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, keep an open arms.
I gotta say too, there's this one place there in Montgomery that is just, it's a landmark and everybody plays there. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I met Damon Fowler there, and
Oh yeah.
I know
Yeah,
the
we
late
both open for him.
Yeah.
Ken Kane had played there. It's
Rest
the
in
Capitol
peace.
Oyster Bar in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
it's kind of off. It's on the banks of a river, and the paddle boats go by, and you can eat seafood and listen to music. And
Nothing wrong with that.
the owner of the Capital Oyster Bar has got a wall full of history, pictures of everyone.
That's the
and-
best thing when you go to those clubs and you
Yeah.
see
Mhm.
who's all played there, and
Yeah.
you'll see like from the stage that you're about to play, you see Buzu Chavis, who's a Zydeco legend, or Charlie Musselwhite, or somebody like
Yeah.
that, just all over the walls, and you're just like, oh, this is one of those places where you go to a bar and you're like, oh, this is home.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I have a
yeah,
phone
this is a
away
real
from
deal.
home. Yeah, yeah.
We're okay.
Yeah.
I know we always have issues, places around here open and close, and they're
Yeah.
popular for a while, and then they're not. But
But as
Another
Rick
song?
Eshrin said to me once, the night when he found out the Outlook was closing, Rick Eshrin from
oh yeah,
Little Charlie and the Nightcats, now Rick Eshrin and the Nightcats, he
Yeah.
said, in this genre, things, a place will come and it'll be the highlight, then it'll go away, but every couple of years a new place will start up. So,
Mhm.
it's
boy,
not-
what a privilege it is to talk to these people too.
Yeah, exactly,
It's,
yeah.
I got to thank John Catton for all he does for the blues and for the Blue Star Connection. But I wouldn't have met so many people if it wasn't for this community.
yeah.
And talking to Rick Estrin, he's got that cool persona on
Oh,
stage
man.
and the little
On and
hype
off the
stuff.
stage, man. That guy is authentic. He's a cool
just-
cat all the way
oh
through.
my God, yeah.
I've never seen him in a t-shirt.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, that guy is smooth 24/7.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep, living the life.
Yeah, yeah.
So what do we got next? You gonna play some guitar,
Hey,
huh,
you wanna
Andy?
see one,
You
Andy?
gonna do some slide?
Oh, I suppose I could.
We got time.
Yeah, we're not on a strict timetable, even though we've got 10 minutes on the books, but
It flew by.
we're
Yeah.
gonna, I mean, this is the prime time show until midnight.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, it sounds like we got another 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Well, I don't mean to obligate you, but I mean, if you're going, well, we gotta stop at 9 o'clock, well, maybe not, but.
Yeah. I mean, even if, we'll just go until you guys are ready.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
having
man,
a good
we're-
time.
Well, we
So you
beat
guys are ready, or
tomorrow,
till one of
okay?
us has to
You
be?
can't say tomorrow yourself.
That's it. You got to drive home, or you can stay at the
Yeah.
house.
Yeah. So what do you want to do, man?
Let's do another one off the record. This is called Alibi.
I'm going to let you do it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to listen.
How's that volume wise? Is it okay?
Shadow Man.
Shadow Man.
He's good.
Yeah.
He just hangs in the shadows and gives you a thumbs up or a thumbs down every once in a
Yep.
while.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
really wanted
yeah.
to be a highwayman.
Or-
but there was
or
already
one
a
of
big
those.
crowd.
All right.
Everyone knows I'm a little messed up. Put Bailey's in my coffee as a cover-up. I leave the house and pretend I care. Get to work and pretend I'm there. Try seeing things in a different light. In the same damn bar on a different night. I'm all alone again, I guess. Is this what they call happiness? Oh, I'm waiting for my paradise. All I need is an alibi. Shit got real when I found my home. Dreaming in my bedroom all alone. I close my eyes to protect my pride. Keep that crazy fool inside. Sometimes people just piss me off. They don't think I deserve this stuff. Just call that talk just what it is.
Another well-worded song. Oh my goodness.
Born for Love and Please Slide on it.
Yeah, I love the words to these songs. They're
I
really
know.
good.
They're very deep, very pertinent.
They really are. They really are to anybody. I mean, you can take it whichever way you want to, but it fits. It's good stuff.
Well, you know, I really was impressed with the Curtis show that you did, what slide you did. That was really, I mean,
Thank you.
I took some pictures in between the song that I really wanted a video where you really went loose on the slide action.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
wow, that was great. But
Thank you.
speaking of slides, I don't know what particular slides you use.
Well, I guess in the last probably less than a year, I switched to glass.
Yeah, I saw that.
Because of you.
I saw that.
Partly because of Nick.
But you know,
Definitely because of Nick.
the reason why I asked this is because a friend of mine lives in Sydow,
Yep.
and he is the Rocky Mountain Slide Company,
Yeah.
Doc Sigmeyer.
He does the ceramic ones, right?
Yeah.
I have a couple of his, and I
Do
like
you?
them a lot.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great slides. I've turned into a glass snob the last 6 months or so. But I started off on a brass slide, and I had no idea anything else existed at the time. It was just what you did.
Yeah.
And then I discovered ceramic, and I said, "Oh man, this is a whole lot easier," and I like the sound of it. And then I was toying around with one of Nick's slides, and I've been playing on my pinky only. And I still do play it on my pinky when I'm in open tuning, which I do a lot of time. But in standard tuning, I've started using my ring finger, just 'cause I think sometimes I have a little better control with it. And I was using Nick's slide, and it just went down to my knuckle instead of all the way down the finger. And I decided I liked that so much. So on both my fingers, I have a slide that just goes down to the knuckle, and they're both glass.
Yeah.
And I fully expect that I'll preach about this for a few months and then go back to something else. And, you know, I'm always searching for the tone, right?
Well, I just really wanted to give a shout out for Todd because he's actually going to be up at Blues from the Top. I think he's going to have a booth, and he gave me a whole bunch of product 2 years ago that I took up to Blues from the Top and gave one to Tommy Castro and Anna Popovich.
My buddy Gino has one of those.
Does he?
I think maybe a couple of those slides.
Yeah, and I gave him
He
to.
gets around, yeah.
Oh yeah, I gave him to Austin Young, and I gave him to Sadie Johnson.
Were they just loving
Oh,
you
cool.
going, wow,
Well,
thanks.
you know, when they got up on the other alternate stage in between, you know, they'd played before, and then I gave them the slide, and I said, "Here, try that out." Sadie Johnson's face just went, "Oh my God, that came out of," you know, and it was a noticeable difference.
Nice.
Yeah, so I mean, Todd does great stuff, and
Does
you know,
amazing
that's
stuff, yeah.
it's just another tool in the arsenal, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you feel like you have more control when you wear it to the knuckle? Is that the issue? Is that your reasoning behind it?
Yeah, and I think it's a little more comfortable when I have something that goes like all the way down. I feel like I really have to get my wrists underneath a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I got it.
And I'm sure. I mean, so many people do it like this, and they manage. And I did it for a long time, but I don't know. There's something about this that just allows me to bend my knuckle, and I think that helps with the control a little bit
Freedom too. Yeah,
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to do another one?
Absolutely.
Get some yeah, I'm gonna,
Okay.
and get some Andy slide in there. You got the tremolo one? Because it needs, nice. Alright, this one,
Get the full experience.
this one's also gonna be on my EP that I hope to record in the fall. It's called Born for Love. And Andy's gonna play some slide to it. So here you go. Hope you guys enjoy it. Cold hands rest on my aching chest, and it makes me feel at home. Freaking out, filled with doubt, but at least I've settled down. Wonder now about the crowd and how I'm always scared. It worries me, and I hope you see that I feel so unprepared. Well, I guess it's just my kind. Born for love, but I'm bad at getting high. As I walk, I hardly talk and don't think too much to call. You wait around this lonely town, wonder if I'm there at all. When there's things that I can't explain, I just hang my head and sigh. You're worried now, filled with doubt, but darling, please just give me time. Losing memories for my thrills. Born for love, but I'm bad at keeping still. Try to rest, but I can't resist waiting for the night to come. I lay in bed, locked in my head, waiting for your heart to run. Turn off my phone, keep myself alone till I get back in control. Filled with doubt, crying out, trying hard to not let go. All the things that fuck me up, born for love, but I think you've had enough. Yeah.
This has been just beautiful music and great conversation.
Yeah.
It's been, you know, I see Nick around a lot, you know,
Yeah.
and I've just made friends with Andy and seen you around
Yeah.
a lot. But really, getting to know you guys, this has just been a lot of
It's
fun.
been
Yeah.
fun, yeah.
Yeah, you guys gave me the chills on a couple of occasions. I can tell you right now,
Yeah.
it's so cool when you get to hear music that's not necessarily your style,
Mhm.
but goes in and it really does hit that spot that you genuinely like. For me, there's nothing better.
So being a rocker chick,
I know.
where are you playing now?
Who knows? That's dead way.
Well, I don't know. I saw a Street Corner Gypsy show pop up on the calendar, right?
You guys will be playing the 23rd at Knucklehead Tavern down in South Colorado Springs on Hancock and Delta.
Thank you very much. I was going to be playing at the Brick House, but we decided that this at the Knucklehead is some sort of an event for the Insomniacs Lounge.
Yes, I believe so.
Really?
Yeah, and gosh, I wish I could think of her name. She's a wonderful, wonderful person that heads up the Insomniac Lounge.
The Insomniac Lounge.
It's a place for people on the net. Good little plug for you. It's a place for people on the net that if they can't sleep at night.
Oh, no kidding. I
Yeah.
wish I would have known about that
They
because
can
I've been
go
an
and visit
Insomniac
the-
for
Steve
years.
Sledge goes in there. A lot of band people go in there. People that are night workers, just
Well,
you know.
and so we're gonna have to see what we can do about that. Because
Yeah.
that Insomniac Lounge used to be at my house when I lived in the South area in town.
I've been
here.
in it a couple of times. I've visited in there a few times just because, and it's fun. There's
But
nice
you know,
people in there.
so speaking of what's happening, this week is, you know, way too much happening. Way too much. So tomorrow night is at the Oriental Theater, Mike Zito and Ronnie Baker Brooks.
My buddy Ronnie, who was at the Red Rock show 2 years ago.
Oh man,
Played
yeah.
with him too. Yeah,
I haven't
love
seen
Ronnie.
him. You know, he was at Blues from the Top last year, and I didn't get a chance to say hello, but going to this time.
Nice.
And Mike Zito again is going to be at Stargazers Friday night.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a busy week.
Oh, he is.
Very
Yeah. You know, and I don't know. Everyone's heard rumors about Blues from the Top, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
But you know, Friday night and Saturday night, our sponsor, Sunshine Studios Live in the South Area Security, is having a death metal fest called Gut Fest, and
I
it
heard you guys
is.
talking about it. Yeah.
I'm going raw.
I don't know how many years they've done that, but that's
Right.
definitely, yeah, they've got a big outdoor, you know, the parking lot turns into the arena, and they have the loading dock as the stage. I guess there's going to be an inside stage too. But yeah, that Saturday, as I said, we're going to have Austin Young here in the studio at 1 o'clock, and then a conversation with Josh Smith at 3 o'clock, and then I'm going to get my death metal on.
It's going to be a fabulous weekend. I'm excited just hearing you say it. I'm like, yep, I'm down.
Oh, I know, and that's it. We are so diverse in Colorado that, you
Yeah.
know, everyone gets a chance to do something.
Yeah.
You
Either
get a little bit of
regularly or new.
everything.
Yes.
You get a little bit of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's it. There's too many events to even mention.
Yeah.
But
You
you know,
can't.
as far as our show goes, on our Facebook page, the Beat Goes On Facebook page, the events are all on the calendar when you hit the event icon, and we're booked until Halloween, every Wednesday.
And I've had people ask me, how do I get on your show? How do I get on your show? Well, there was your answer right there. Now,
Well, there is a icon that says send email on the Facebook page, and you know, people have been submitting music, and I thank you. We're going to get it all put on. I'm going to come in the studio tomorrow and load some more. I did tonight. But yeah, man, this primetime is working out. That I mean, we've got over 110 albums from
Nice.
Colorado,
Wow.
all
it's
genres.
so exciting. It is
That's
to
a
watch
lot.
it grow.
You guys
Yeah.
have any, they're a local band from Fort Collins, that band named Drag the River?
No.
You gotta, oh.
Well,
you
help
gotta
me out
get
with
on
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
that's how we half
Nick's
of
got
it.
them all in the car.
Yeah.
He'll lend it to you.
Half of it is soliciting, you know, but then
Right.
half of it, people are calling, hey, what are you doing? And you know, some people think it's a little easier to get on the show than, you know, they anticipated, because we are booked
Right. You do have to go to the
4 months in
page.
advance. I just said, let's fill it up, and I
At
got to
least give the
stop.
CD to you guys, you know, and
Please
then
do,
Exactly.
you can start the rotation, and then whenever you
Yeah.
finally get on the show,
Yeah.
you guys will be well versed in their music.
Oh, that'd be great,
I would
yeah.
love that,
Plus,
yeah.
everyone will have probably heard it in rotation. And the thing
Exactly,
about,
yeah.
you know, we're predominantly in auto format.
Right.
So it's like your iPod; it just goes
Yeah.
and shuffles. So you anybody that gives us a CD, you know, you don't have to worry about, well, which cuts you're going to play, because we're going to play them all.
All
Yeah.
of them.
We're going to play them all.
Yeah.
You
Hell yeah.
know,
okay,
and
that's awesome.
that's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
we're not corporate, and we fully support our Colorado talent.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Keeping the dream alive, and I
Yeah.
love it. It's
Yeah.
good. It's
You guys got one more song? We'll do that.
I want Andy to play one song off of the new record that I produced. That is a nice little quick one.
All
So
right.
let's switch that over.
Okay.
We'll start at the end.
Yeah. Just go for it, man. It's gonna be fun.
It's a little vulgar.
Oh, I love it.
Well, you know,
We already talked
we
about.
talked about that.
We already
and-
talked about George Carlin's 7 words not applying.
Yeah, but that's it. They're just
Okay.
words.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Whatever heard, you know, I haven't heard anybody say that little nursery rhyme lately.
Yeah.
Sticks and stones, you know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know
Words.
if you throw water on me, I will not melt.
Words
right.
can't hurt you.
Yeah.
So this is whenever me and Andy do a songwriter show with Taylor Scott or anybody, the musicians who have heard this song a bunch demand it. So this is for any of the musicians who may be listening that know this
Alright.
song. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that intro.
Yeah, I'm already excited.
Department store shopping that would never end. I swear I'll never go back again. They were my favorite, I used to pretend. The places I've been with my ex-girlfriend. Taylor Lautner, movie premieres, mixed drinks with no liquor and hard cider beer. How could being straight make me feel so queer? Must have been 'cause I had my ex-girlfriend here. Her beach and her cobbler were 9 out of 10. The places I've been with my ex-girlfriend. The clinic, the courthouse, 3 times since then. Oh, the places I've been with my ex-girlfriend. Oh, the places I've been with my ex-girlfriend. The one-stop panty shop that I used to crave. She'd see my best when I'd misbehave. She'd put on the creepy mask and call me her slave. Now she shacks up with some fucker named Dave. The bedroom, the next room, the kitchen and den. I haven't sat at the table since then. When I got bored, I'd just tag her friends. Oh, the places I've been with my ex-girlfriend's friends. Oh, the places I've been with my ex-girlfriend. Oh, the places I've been with my ex-girlfriend.
I adored that song.
You just conjured a flashback.
Oh, no, I was listening for a second there. Oh my gosh, that was great.
So I just moved to Colorado in 1988, and I was with my ex-wife number, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I knew Colorado was special right off the bat because, you know, the first thing we had to do was go to Aspen and see if we could see any stars, you know, and guess what? Billy Joel and his little girl were in a bar with a piano.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Wow.
awesome.
So, you know, now you have a story to tell about
Wow.
your song with
Yeah.
my perspective.
Yeah.
The one-liner, the effer Dave part, you know.
Were we
I love you,
thinking about the
Dave.
same thing?
I love you, Dave. But oh my goodness, I really would like to have a copy of this song to play for my friend Dave. Love you, Dave.
Your secret's safe with me, man.
I wanted to say the word, but he's, you know. He's not.
Of course, we all know someone that relates in
So
some way,
much.
right?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's just too
Oh,
funny.
I was in there even. There was parts of me in there.
So, truly relatable, truly beautiful music. I got to thank both you guys for making the trip.
Thanks for
down.
having us, and
Yeah.
So great.
so happy that, you know, last minute thing worked out, and it's awesome.
You know, and that's the way it goes. I mean, you pick up stuff all the time, right?
Mhm.
And really, it just was a perfect time. And I hope everyone's just thoroughly enjoyed the time that we've had with you guys.
I did.
Yeah.
You know, and now Andy's CD. The only thing I want to say about that CD before we put it in prime time is, what's up with that cover?
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what a little messed up looks like on paper. I guess.
Oh, that's funny. No, I mean the
Trailhead.
I could
Yeah, the trailhead.
Trailhead, yeah.
with the elephant.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Where'd that come from?
Well, we always went on road trips when we were younger to see baseball parks. So,
Okay.
like, my dad would take his mortgage business on the road, and then my brother and I would hop in, and it took us, I think, 11 years, but we eventually saw a baseball game at every major league ballpark.
Oh wow,
That's cool.
that is an
That's way
accomplishment.
cool.
Yeah.
That's a good dad.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Norm.
Norm, great dad. And
That's my dad's
we're
name.
pestering, oh yeah?
Yes, and my son's name as well.
And the guy at the end of the bar as well.
Yeah.
And we're already pestering him about seeing some of the new ballparks that have been built. It's like, hey, we need to do it again. It's been a few years. But anyway, the elephant really came out of nowhere because I met with a graphic designer to figure out what a logo would be. We couldn't think of anything.
I got the same situation. I don't know.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, what about a leaf? What about a dolphin? And I was like, dumb. And I was just telling her stories about our road trip just because we decided to take a break and just hang out and chat. And so I was telling her about that. And my dad we're used to take cat naps. Maybe he still takes cat naps, but it was very bothersome to have us in the car because we were 12 and 6.
Oh,
When
man.
and so there was no other drivers. Right now it's easy and anybody can drive, but
Yeah.
there's no other drivers, so you just pull over on the side of the road and tell us to be quiet for about 20 minutes. And of course we couldn't do that.
Oh yeah.
So we usually had to get out of the truck. And this one time we found these big old stones that looked like elephants' feet. And my brother and I went over there and peed on them.
That's so funny.
And that's it. Well, I mean, at the time, yeah, it was hilarious. 6 and 12 years old, it was the funniest thing that happened to either one
I
of
thought it
us.
was funny
Oh,
just
yeah.
now.
Yeah. And it was a totally random, insignificant story, I think, but it ended up being the logo and ended up being very significant, I guess.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, then it just amused me because I've bred Siberian Huskies for years and years and years, and that's all the only dogs I've ever had. And the tried and true Husky statement is unless you're the lead dog, the view's always the same.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, because it is the back of an elephant for anyone who hasn't
For
seen
yeah, those.
Yeah.
But I did
It's an
put
elephant
it.
walking away.
Yeah, of course I did put a picture on our page when I received the CD. I always do that. I say I got this CD from
Oh, great.
the list goes on. So
Awesome.
we want everyone to like your page and your page
Yeah, it's the best place to
And
find
your
out where we're
page?
playing.
and our page.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and that's it. We all cross promote and. That's the way we grow, and I can't wait for everyone to say, wow, that Andy Sydow CD is one of my favorites in
Yeah.
prime time.
Yeah.
And we can't wait for Nick's.
Yeah, I'll get it to you as soon as I
Of
can.
course, no
Yeah.
hurry, no pressure, but that's the excitement that
Yeah.
once we get somebody on the show, and every once in a while we'll do a CD release. In fact, that's the last thing we got
That's
to talk
right.
about. Our friends Kelly Pippin and Thomas Riordan of the band Something Like Yesterday is running a Facebook promo for an CD giveaway of their new CD, and it's going to be through us. They just played at the Zodiac Friday night, and Shadow Man was there, and he also picked up a Lollygag CD from Denver. I don't know if you ever heard of those guys. But yeah, we're constantly looking for new music, and we love helping promote bands, and Kelly's got a strong PR campaign going. He's on every place all the time. So the CD is in, and it can be listened to as well in prime time. So yeah, go to the Facebook page, The Beat Goes On Global Internet Radio Show. Like the page first of all, and then leave us a comment saying, I want to be one in contention for the Something Like Yesterday CD. And maybe if there's a bunch of them, maybe they'll give away a bunch of them. I don't know.
Right. Maybe
Yeah.
it could be an ongoing thing that we start doing with certain things.
Well,
or,
and that's it.
We never know.
We've
Giveaways are
collected
fun.
you know, like you say, over 100 CDs, and
Yeah.
you know, it doesn't do us any good once they're in the broadcaster to have them sitting around. So we should be doing promotions
I think
like
so.
that, and
I agree.
you know, we've done some giveaways before and things like that, and all in hopes that everyone will want to listen to the show, nonetheless, just to support Colorado musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a cool thing you're doing.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks so
we're gonna
much.
keep track of you guys.
Yes.
Well,
I
thanks
am for sure.
so much
Thank
for
you so much.
yeah, thanks
Shout
for
out
having
to
us. We
everybody.
We
appreciate
have a
it.
new
Yeah.
fan right here, you guys.
Yeah.
Both you guys do.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, thanks so much for having us. You know, it was our pleasure to come down here. We hope to be back, and thanks to everybody who was listening, and
Tom and everybody.
yeah, Tom and everybody, and somebody in
Yeah.
South Carolina and Tennessee,
and everyone.
and Nick and I are both playing out a bunch this summer, doing a couple duo gigs, and AndySydow.com. You can see all my stuff. And Nick,
Yeah, you have to just find me on
Facebook,
Facebook.
yeah.
Currently, I hope to have my website up pretty soon. And yeah, you just like my page and friend me on Facebook and all that stuff, and find out where I'm playing and come hang out and we'll have fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what's Shadow Man got to say about the end of the show this time?
Wow, that was just an amazing show. Thank you, Nick and Andy. We loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it too.
That was another session of the Beat Goes On Global Internet Radio Show right here at kvcmradio.com. Now make sure you stay tuned in all the way till midnight for all Colorado music, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 12 midnight. Thank you. See you here again next week at kvcmradio.com.
And tune in Saturday for the Austin Young interview and Josh Smith call-in.
Yeah.
Yes, the Worldwide Blues from 12 till 5 every Saturday. See you next week.
Bye.